Galnet News, your galaxy in focus, 18th of May, 3301. In today's news, forced to sing at gunpoint, Arissa Lavigny Deval addresses problems in Persephone. Victory for Purple Central Industries in Orad Dumbler. An extraordinary transmission contests Dr. Arcanon. Securing the borders in the Ceti sector. And Ashling Duval opens an art installation on Emerald. Our top story today. A new and bizarre type of crime has manifested itself in the Persephone system recently, one which might have deadly consequences for tone-deaf pilots everywhere. Galnet News has received reports that a Commander Z4 has been interdicting pilots in the small system of Persephone and holding them hostage until they sing for him. In a strange statement, the pilot behind this scheme dubbed it the Galaxy's Got Talent and promised viewers a highlights reel to show off his endeavours. It appears reaction has been mixed, with some pilots commending Commander Z4 on his originality, others chastising him on his criminal activities, and others still accusing him of copying an idea and format originating much earlier in the history of spaceflight. Whatever the case, Commander Z4's actions put him alongside others who have tried the Game Show in Space format, including the Quiz of Death and, more recently, the Sugar Bus of Shapsugabus. Some further news from Persephone now. Speaking from the site of her new palace on Kamadhinu, Princess Lavigny Duval today addressed the recent problems faced by residents of Persephone in the face of a plague outbreak which was brought to the system by the refugees from Kivira. She said, "I understand the concerns of the citizens of Persephone, and I am sorry for their plight. However, the illness affecting the refugees, many of whom are malnourished and woefully lax in terms of adequate vaccination cover, is not something that should concern the locals. Of more concern to the locals should be the increase in pirate activity, which I have been reliably informed is up by almost 600% since Patrius decided to start throwing his weight around. The people of Kivira certainly need help, but it is their patrons' responsibility to help them, not mine. I'm sure Ashling is more than capable of handling this problem herself. However, if she wishes for my help, I will of course be happy to oblige. We are family after all." This latest news comes not long after the end of hostilities in Kivira, which saw Senator Denton Patrius's forces enter the system in an attempt to recover outstanding debts. The Kivirian government, which recently refused to acquiesce to interest rate rises on the amount outstanding, found itself facing a refugee crisis as many of its inhabitants fled the fighting in search of a safe haven. Reports from the Orad Dumbler system have emerged suggesting that its anarchy has been stripped and replaced by law and order in the form of Purple Central Industries control. The victory for PCI, which was described by Commander Eliath as decisive, means that the previously dominant Orad Dumbler rats have been driven from the system, and Commander Eliath went on to thank the members of XYZ's Black Fleet for their assistance. The reports also indicate that although war has not yet fully died down in Orad Dumbler, Palmer Prospect is in the hands of Purple Central Industries, although the neighbouring Navigator Landing still belongs to Orad Dumbler domain. Due to the new regime at Palmer Prospect, its black market has been closed down and local authority vessels have begun the job of policing the system for criminals. Some emerging news now on Dr. Arcanon. Kuradres McCall has the full details.
After recent terrorist activities in 78 Ursae Majoris, Galnet received multiple reports about a single transmission regarding Dr. Arcanon that has been broadcast via various radio stations throughout known inhabited space, simultaneously without their approval. Galnet was provided with a recording of the audio message. "It doesn't matter who I am. My message is clear and simple. You have all been deceived by a charismatic individual calling himself a scientist, full of misled ambitions, going by the name of Dr. Arcanon. He is taking advantage of the picture in your head of him being peaceful and reasonable for the greater good, but your support is being utilized and shamefully exploited. But who am I to trust? What do my words of prudence, my voice of sanity matter? Just look at his last statement, indirectly acknowledging terrorism, clearly showing that he is willing to do everything to achieve his own goals. The voice goes on, describing the researchers' various unsafe attempts to solve the artifact's secrets, and describing the Doctor's demands for information as a masked attempt to sow the seeds of discord between them. The message closes with a call to stop the group's support. Don't let yourself be fooled. Open your eyes and see the clear truth unfolded in front of you. I'm asking for your sanity. Don't let history repeat itself. Remember! It is still unknown how the coordinated transmission was achieved, as it presents a serious effort. The respective station owners are also researching how that broadcast was routed into their programs, and deny any previous knowledge or even support to allow this transmission.
Dr. Arcanon has been at the centre of recent attempts to acquire and decode the unknown artifacts, which are known to be emitting a mysterious audio signal that is still baffling scientists and provoking much speculation over its origin. Much speculation also surrounds the intent of the words, "Don't let history repeat itself," in the unusual transmission. Regardless, the efforts to uncover the truth behind the unknown artifacts continue. The return of Onionhead to Panem may be a blessing for the farmers of Kappa Fornacis, but for their neighbours, the Fornacian dream has turned into a living nightmare. It's not right, one concerned resident of the nearby BD18394 system told Galnet. Sure, they're doing all right over there in Kappa F, but what about us? What do we get? I'll tell you, smugglers and pirates, that's what. Crime has spiralled out of control throughout the Ceti sector, with many locals echoing the sentiment that the Farmers' Union of Kappa Fornacis should be held responsible for attracting such unsavoury characters to what was once a peaceful area. In an attempt to clean up the sector, the independent Altahanetsi Labour Party are currently offering a range of bonus payments to any bounty hunters who sign up to act as Federal Ceti Sector Security Services agents at Ard Yukin Ring in Altahanetsi. Some news on Princess Deval now, from Caradras McCall.
The People's Princess made an appearance in Semies late last night to attend the opening of Emerald's newest arts installation, Prism's Shades, a multi-sensory experience that uses experimental light and sound projection technology to stimulate a series of empathic responses from its audience. Ashling dazzled crowds by dressing in a long-sleeved ruby-red evening gown adorned with painite sparkles. She accessorized with an equally stunning tinted visor, fashionably stamped with Ashling's personal crest. Surprisingly, the People's Princess only stayed at the installation for a little over an hour. Ashling left the show long before midnight, citing exhaustion from her recent activities in the Summerlands as the reason behind her early exit. Caradras McCall, Galnet News.
That's the Galnet News for today. Tune in next time to keep your galaxy in focus.